think we're live. I'll wait a second to see if we get anybody in here to let me know if it's actually playing or not. Because I've been posting a lot of stuff over the last hour and a half, so I might not be able to be live. Let's see. All right. If you guys and gals can see this, just leave a comment, please. And hopefully it'll come through on this program I'm using. All right, let me mute this here. Sorry about that. Alrighty, so let's get into this. Let me know if you have any audio issues, or guys. I haven't done a live video since I've come to the new studio here, and I haven't tested anything. I'm just really pissed. Let's see, this is low volume. All right, let me turn it up for you. Hopefully this works. If not, I will crank this up, and hopefully this makes a difference. If not, I apologize. Like I said, I haven't tested anything. Okay, so bear with me, because you can probably see that I'm a little upset. I'm pissed, actually, and I didn't want to do this. It's usually below me to respond to critics, because what I do brings a lot of criticism, and I'm cool with that. I'm totally cool with that. But the second somebody challenges my integrity, when they don't know what the hell they're talking about, it really rubs me a little bit. So let's chat a little bit. So thank you, everybody, for being here. Hopefully you can hear the audio. And I'm going to attempt to play a video momentarily to solidify exactly what the hell I'm talking about. So there's a couple things that have gone into me sitting here right now. Apparently I was called out by another YouTuber. I'm not getting into the drama. It's not my game. But I was called out by another YouTuber who I kind of had some mutual respect for, because I did a video, and so did Mr. Guns and Gear. He called us both out. Because we brought to the attention to the people of what was going on in Seattle with the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, aka the CHAZ. And I'm sorry that my video's shaking. I'm angry. And so he called it out. I guess he called it out, and I didn't find out about it until I was on a stream with the Gun Collective, and I guess he wanted us to, demanded us to come on his show to discuss it. And you know what? I don't need to answer to anybody, and I don't need to. But I did watch his video after the fact. It was like 2 in the morning when I finally watched it, and I'll tell you that the reason I'm doing this is to get the real truth out there. Okay. Yes, I understand that some people were there when he was there, and it was fine. It looked like a street fair. And I understand that. But when you take for granted everything that has been reported or has happened up to you walking around there and it being fine, or things that have happened recently in the last day or two, you're really kind of being ignorant, because you're lying, or if maybe you're not lying, maybe you don't know. So that's why I'm doing this for everybody. It is not a peaceful protest in the CHAZ, all right? And I'll explain why. And I'm sorry if I don't see your comments. They're kind of flying by, and I'm just like, I got blinders on at the moment, so I apologize in advance. And I took a couple quick notes before I hit go live, just because I want to stay on topic, because when I get pissed sometimes when I go live, I just kind of go all over the place. But it's not a peaceful protest. It is a continuing criminal enterprise made up of people associated with Antifa, Black Lives Matter, and others. Now, I'm not saying that people who were there camping out and hippieing it up and drawing in the street are the bad people. However, when you take what was a peaceful protest, and I have no problem with any peaceful protest in this land, because it's protected by the First Amendment. That doesn't mean I have to agree with everybody's protest, but it's legal, it's lawful, and it's how we get things done in this country sometimes. And I believe that the family of George Floyd deserved justice, because what happened was 200% wrong, and he did not deserve to die right there on that scene, okay? Let me get that out of the way before people start going off, because people now react so emotionally to anything you say if it questions any of their beliefs. I'm talking facts. Feel free to look them up if you want. All right, so again, it's taking attention away from the real family there trying to get some justice for the loss of their child. And I know that Mr. George Floyd wasn't the best person in the world. He had some baggage. It's fine. People make mistakes. It doesn't mean he needed to be knelt on his neck for 8 minutes, period. Okay. What is going on at the CHAZ and what has been going on? Maybe not while Yankee Marshall was filming going back and forth, okay? Maybe not then. But what is going on? Antifa on Twitter, which they converse back and forth a lot, they have asked people to bring more guns to the CHAZ. They have gone and asked, maybe not the people that he spoke to, or maybe not the lady who runs the sound system, but there were business owners who have reported on the news that they were approached for protection. That's called extortion. That's a crime. That's not a peaceful protest anymore. As I said, there are guns currently still there. They're just concealing them, which, if they're doing it lawful and legally, you all know I'm game with that. But we'll get back to that because they're no longer the United States of America. We have to remember that. And that's where I have my major problem with, that apparently some people overlook and don't see that. And again, I'm sorry that this is a rant. I usually don't do this, but I had a threat against my safety at an event I was at yesterday speaking. So apparently I'm getting the truth out there and it's really pissing some people off. So let's just keep it going because I don't fucking fear them. All right. So property damage up and down the street, painted. All right. Yeah, you can wash it off, but you know what? You're not supposed to do it. Painting on somebody else's property, businesses, breaking windows, boarding them up. Even you're putting boards up, you're defacing their property. It's not yours. Soy boys, it's not yours. That's a crime. That's no longer a peaceful protest. It's a continuing criminal enterprise, like I told you. Okay, they're trying to extort money. They asked the white people there to pay $10 each towards the CHAZ because they're white. Really? Like, that's okay with people in this movement for George Floyd? Really? That's fine. Extortion. All right, we'll keep going. As I said, they're no longer part of the U.S. If you remember, they freaking set up borders and it says you're now leaving the United States. They said that they're no longer associated with the state of Seattle, the city of Seattle, or the state of Washington. They're no longer the U.S. The cop-free co-op, right? So the second that they made that declaration, whether all the people in the tents in the baseball field know it or not, that is now a terrorist act. It is a terrorist nation, and they're armed. It's an armed insurgency. Prove me wrong. Okay, it's well known. If we had, and name them, whoever in the Middle East comes over, whatever group you want to call them, and they claim a section of a city and set up a territory and arm themselves, and they question people coming in and ID people coming in and demand money from people in that area, what the hell do you think we would do? What if it was a bunch of armed patriots that said, we're going to set up camp here in the woods, safe land, and we're going to plan how we're going to protect the country? What do you think would happen? It would be Waco in a freaking heartbeat. But because these are hippie, crunchy people in Pacific Northwest, a bunch of soy boys and girls who never got smacked around by their parents, we're supposed to just let them be. I continue. So these terrorists have support by the city council, the mayor, and the governor. If you're a taxpayer anywhere in the state, you're helping funding this unwillingly. Now, I'm going to show you a quick video here that I put out on my Instagram a little while ago and my Facebook, and it's probably going to be taken down, which is why I'm doing the live thing. So if I can do this right, I'm going to play this video for you. And this just happened, I believe it was yesterday, could be wrong, it might have been today. But this is a preacher. Doesn't matter what his nationality, what his religion is, or his nationality. He entered the CHAZ, and he didn't see things the way they see it. And this is what happened. These peaceful, loving hippies at a street fair. Stand by. Oh, come on. Can I please play this? Oh, this thing just froze.
Get right with God. You're choking me around the back. You have to push yourself. Is this a hug? We had this around here. Is this a hug? Put your throat in. It's a hug, buddy. This is a hug. This is a very forceful hug. Yeah, that's right. It's kind of a forceful hug. It's a love hug. It's a rough hug. Yeah. Lord Jesus, give me strength for the back. What does it feel like to get hugged by a homosexual? What does it feel? What does it feel? Will it kiss you on the face? Glory to the King. I'll kiss you on the face, buddy. Glory to the King eternal. Glory to the King. Glory to the King. Glory to the King. Use those words. Come on. King of Kings and Lord of Lords, who only has immortality, dwelling in the light which no man can approach. No man can see or has seen. To whom in glory and honor, forever and ever. Amen. Lord Jesus Christ, make a way like you did to the Red Sea. The Red Sea is parting. Let the Red Sea part for this man. Let the Red Sea part. Let the Red Sea part. Part the Red Sea. 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 The Red Sea ain't going nowhere, part. I am a free citizen! But also the autonomous zone can choose to reject. I am a free citizen in the autonomous zone! You're here for this! No, I don't! Stop choking yourself! You're choking me! Maybe sometimes get off.
Okay. I hope it came through okay. I hope the volume was fine. Again, my apologies if it didn't, because I didn't take the time to set it up. I just went live. Now, I'll tell you legally. Looks like I froze. I hope I didn't freeze. Okay. Now, I'll tell you legally what just happened there. And this is just, there's a lot of things they did wrong there. A lot of things. We'll start with assault and battery. Okay. Which is an actual touching against the will. They kidnapped him. They held him against his will. He was not free to leave. That's kidnapping. Okay? They committed a hate crime against him. When they realized he was a preacher, you might have heard one of the kids say this is a hug. How does it feel to be hugged by a gay man? And kissed him against his will. That's sexual assault. They... You know, I am not that type of person who says you have to agree the way I agree. I don't. My way that I think isn't always right. I mean, I ask my wife. She tells me I'm wrong all the time. But when that happens to a man of God, peaceful person, we got some serious fucking problems. So again, if you're going to call people out, at least know all of the information before you go out there and try to discredit other people who are working hard to try to get the real news. And sometimes I'm more privy to some of that news than most other people. And I actually looked into this before I did that video. I didn't just walk around and look at puppies. I didn't. So, you know, I'm not angry. I'm heated, but I ain't mad at him for calling me out. It's fine. It's the way he wants to do it. It's fine. But I choose to do research. If you're a member of this channel, you know I research everything before I go on. And a couple times where I've made mistakes, and I come right back on and say, you know what, my bad. I own it. In fact, I did that with Sheriff Tony Mace out in New Mexico. All right, I made a mistake. I read a misquote that was sent to me from out of state, and I reacted emotionally, made a mistake, and the first thing I did was call the man. I got a hold of him. We hashed it out. You know what? We're actually pretty good friends today. And this people totally fabricated. You can believe that. That's fine. You can believe it. Totally fabricated. There are numerous reports out there. And I believe if there's smoke, there's fire. Okay, so if people are saying this is going on, they're not doing it to fabricate it because, look, you can't have a differing opinion than the communists and the terrorists there because they'll take you to the ground and escort you out. And if you were listening when the preacher was was down saying that I'm a free citizen, they did say, yeah, but you know, something to the effect of not here in the zone, whatever the hell he said. You can play it back, but he did say that they can kick him out, basically. So this is an agenda. This is 100% an agenda by the people who don't want the American way of life to exist. Not just the Second Amendment, but the pillars of our country. The freedom of speech gets you taken to the ground. That's what they want. The freedom of religion gets you taken to the ground. That's what they want. The freedom of everything we have is under attack, and people can't freaking see it because way too many people in this nation, when things go on, they react emotionally. They react with the heart and not the mind. And if you're on my channel, the one thing I hope that I can change in your life is to maybe get you to act a little analytically. And instead of being emotional to react, think it out. You know, there's always two sides to a story. You know, when I grew up, there's always, you know, three sides. There's this person's side, that person's side, and then the truth, somewhere in between. Way too many sheep are easily led. Way too many sheep are easily controlled. And to everybody out there, the men and women, the kids, whoever out there doing all the burning and all that bullshit, you're being used. I hope you get to notice that soon before it's too late. Again, if my neighbor next door and a group of people sees that land next door as a different country, it wouldn't be a cookout. It's just amazing. And I'm sorry that I had to come out here and do this. It's usually, I don't react to anybody. People can have whatever, their own opinion. That's fine. But the second you question my integrity, I'm going to prove to you that I know what I'm talking about. And the fact that I did that video and there was a threat considered credible enough for an event location to get me security, which, I mean, if they came in there anyway, they would have been in for some trouble because there was 100 armed patriots there. But when you start getting death threats for your own safety because you're talking the truth about it, it means you're over the target. And I just want people to know that I will never ever intentionally lead you astray. I will always bring you the truth, and I will look into it more than the average person. And if I make a mistake, I'll eat it. I'll own it. But I hope you understand why I did this. Again, it is not me, but it had to be said. So for all those people who made the comments on my video about, you know, Mickey Marshall called you out, you need to go on his channel. Oh, you didn't go on his channel, so you must not be a man. Please, all right? I don't get into the measuring contest. I take pride in what I do, and as long as you all continue to view and support the channel by subscribing and thumbs upping and all that stuff, here I will stay. So thank you all for your time. If you happen to have any more information, maybe you live in the area and you have some cell phone footage, feel free to send it to me. Email address is in the description of every video. It's gunsandgadgets, spell out and, @charter.net. That's my direct one for the channel. I suck at keeping up with email because I don't live with this in front of my face, but I will eventually get to it. So thank you all. Just another thing before I leave of how friggin' important this year is. There's a lot of people out there say, I don't vote, and voting is useless. That's fine, think that way. But let me tell you something. This year, this November, the presidency is up for grabs. Every single House seat, all 435 seats in the United States House of Representatives is up for election, 35 seats in the United States Senate, and 13 gubernatorial races. All right? That is a huge opportunity that we cannot ignore. We can't stay home and not do anything and not vote. All right? If you don't want to vote, take one for the freaking team and vote this year. Okay? Because if we lose the Senate, I think we have a 2-seat majority. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm just pissed I'm not looking right now. If we lose the majority there, and they keep the majority of the House, and they get old Sniffums in the White House, it's I'm concerned for the future and the safety of my children, and no father will ever accept being backed into a corner. So, all right, guys and gals, I love each and every single one of you. Thank you all for your comments, for your subscriptions. If you haven't already, please subscribe on my other avenues, specifically Instagram and Facebook. I don't really do too much Twitter unless I'm monitoring groups that are peaceful. Yeah, believe that. Yeah, I sometimes put a lot of stuff on there that needs to be done quick, and I don't have video or don't want to edit and all that stuff. So check them out. I love each and every single one of you. Honestly, I love this country, and I'll do everything I can to keep it this way. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. I appreciate you way more than you know. Be safe, stay vigilant, and carry your weapon. Take care, everybody.